Well, we're back with another episode of our 4th Age Dorwinion campaign. Hope you don't mind me taking the initiative to start the battle before recording, simply because it's another one of these forest battles. It's essentially a repeat of the one we fought in the last episode, with some different units. We've got some more woodman types here, although a lot of them are now in flight. And, you know, we just set up in the hill, in the trees here, and waited for them to charge up at us. Now, the one thing that could be a little dicey here is I've got my General Barragond of the House of the Bountiful Vine, who's charged in, taking out some cavalry, I guess, on our right, and is now fighting with the Dale Watch. We haven't really broken the enemy because they have been keeping their general a bit back, but we've largely won on the flanks, and it's just a matter of kind of running guys down. There goes the general. And now everyone is in a rout, so we'll just clean this up here. We've got a lot of archers, or not a lot, but we've got easily enough. So let's just continue the battle here. Make sure we get as many of these guys off the battlefield as we can. And then the goal, of course, will be to to leave them with very few men so that we can move into the city next. The city in question is Hjorth. This is the one sort of to the northwest of Dale, northeast of the Elven King's Hall, so it's kind of up there, and it's not a very attractive settlement to own, all things considered. There's not a lot of income in it. It does have timber as a resource, which means you can get a little bit of mileage out of it, I guess, eventually, because timber will allow you to build buildings that reduce construction costs in the settlement, and then at the second tier, faction-wide. So that can be really handy. But overall, I mean, it's so slow to grow, and it never seems like a big priority. So I'm not always very enthusiastic about taking Hjorth. The one thing is that, as we'll see in a second, strategically it does allow us to have our sort of our Dale heartlands fully protected from the west. So we won't have to worry about any more sieges of Esgaroth or Dale itself, or any annoying armies getting down in there, because what they're going to do first is try to take Hjorth, at least how they are currently set up. Alright, let's get the last annoying guys here. I want to get off of this battle map. The trees are just way too much. Kill like these last 5 guys. What else? Yeah, so that, another straightforward battle. This is going to be the last one here that we're going to fight. Let's get the screen. So we lost about 100 men. I was very uncautious with my cavalry and even my general, but I was sending him against swords. This is the tier 2 sort of Dale sword and militia type. So I honestly thought we would do better than we ended up doing, because it took a very long time to break that wing. But we'll see if we can push on to Hjorth. That was kind of the goal for today. But we've got this to deal with. Our forces are attacked by a host of the chieftain of North Rune. And where is this? Okay, it's right at the ford. So that actually will be a nice one. We've got the heir to the throne here, or the heir to the stool, or whatever it is that they sit on up in North Rune. And another nobleman. And, kind of a decently mixed little army for low-tier North Rune stuff. And the challenge is we've got a ton of missile troops, but not a lot of guys to hold the line. Really just these 4 units, or 3, I guess. But we do have a family member, and, I'm feeling pretty good about it. We've fought at this ford before against North Rune types. Our missile troops are not great in melee, of course, but I think there's just so many of them that we're probably going to be fine. And I'm thinking, too, because there's a lot of North Rune cav, we're probably going to be in a really good position with the kind of units that we do have at the front. So let's just make sure they're right in front of the crossing. I guess they do have some missile troops, but let's see. Do we want to go into Hedgehog? Let's leave him out of it. Maybe we'll change things up in a bit. Yeah, maybe I'll do this. I'll do this. So we've got skirmishers kind of here. Skirmish turned off. The Ravanian foresters are able to melee a little bit as well. Okay, we do have some slingers. We'll put them right up there. And I guess you can be here. And you can be here. And then we've got another sling unit. Okay, yeah, way over there. And even more archers. Oh, right, okay, and we've got more skirmishers. Awesome. Alright, that is everybody, I guess. They are very light on ranged. They actually only have slingers and, like, what is it, seven slingers. They've got like a unit of skirmishers. So that's actually perfect for this. The other missile troop they have, in a sense, is their general's bodyguard. I'll keep you guys just off skirmish. I've got to remember I do have a general here. Blar of the Southern Wildlands. Now, I'm trying to remember if this was the guy who took Hive in the last episode. I think it may have been. And the slingers have nice range. Let's just send them forward. Speed things up a little bit. Okay, and they can march. See how they can march in water that my melee troops cannot? That's alright. We're going to be slinging them. So the skirmishers you can. Like, I could have my my slings walk pretty much anywhere on this river, which is kind of weird. But they're doing it with Mountain Warband, which I could not do. Are they swimming? No. Shallow enough for them to cross, which is, again, doesn't seem quite right, but it's a ford. It's kind of vague. You're just going to skirmish away, and maybe I'll clean up with my general. Just stay in guard mode for everybody. The warband's charging in. Losing slightly. I'm hoping we're going to catch some of the cav on the hedgehog formation here. But yeah, they're just going to rout these warband guys. There they go. All right, and now we'll bring the sling. Although the slings can even hit from way back here. Alright, great. We are getting some cav. Let's see how they're doing. And there's the general right over here. Oh, this is perfect. We've lost about 9 men. These guys, in fact, are probably doing worse, the Dorwinion Watch. Alright, I'm going to take them off guard mode, and we're just going to start fighting back. Who's routing? Warband, good. Now let's charge in to the Axemen. Okay, so far so good. With these kinds of battles, I'm never sure quite when to send in my general because, you know, there's a decent amount of fighting left. Now we're starting to take the losses in our spearman unit, so maybe that'll be the time. We'll charge him in when these guys start to break. And wow, the Dorwinion Watch has lost a lot on the left. And they've still got a lot of axemen to pour in, too. Alright, that's one commander, but it's not the general. Oh my gosh, I've lost so many watchmen. Wow. .24 Dorwinion Watch. Yeah, I think we better go in. Let's hit this Chieftain's Guard unit, if we can. That's gone, and we lost a bunch of men to friendly fire, I think. Okay, there's their general. There's 2 men left. Where is he? Oh, he's out here. There we go. Under a hail of missiles, he is taken out, and really it's just these axemen. They're wavering. They can still do damage to our general, but I think we got enough there. Great. So they've routed, and I think I want to pull back. Oh, just listen to that. Just machine gunning of all the arrows we have. So probably a decent amount of our losses are friendly fire. I'm hoping we get a bunch of them back. Let's take a look at the statistic. Casualties healed. Okay, Ravanian Foresters, 33. Dorwinion Watch, we're getting back 40 in this unit and 17 in the other. So I'm thinking a lot of this was friendly fire. That is insane. The Spearmen are going to get back 32 men from healing. That's great. I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know that my general has any traits to help that out. But my vague understanding is that you can have units recover more often if the casualties were inflicted through missile fire. And the enemy didn't have any missiles, so I'm guessing a lot of this was the sloppiness of my own archers. Okay, so we've got a... there's a spy or something around, but not now. Because I think 40% is pretty typical, but we had a red face here. Let's keep going with some basic spears. And I think we'll move in a younger spy, and we'll train up another spy in Esgaroth too. So with that, I mean, I think we should be all set to move up. Okay, there's the spy. It's a Dwarven scout. Okay. Well, there's not too much we can do about it except counter spy right now. We don't have any rogues or anything, but let's move up. Yeah, let's just go for it. We can build 3 rams and then assault. And I don't see any guys hiding. Okay, so we may be able to just assault next turn. And 2 family members, an heir and a noble. Oh, that's right, and my own spy is in here. He's getting a little old, so we can't assault, right? No. Okay, so 6,000 coming in. Now, last episode, there was a question referring to the mini-map here, which we can zoom in a little bit. And looking at the minimap zoomed out, it appeared to one viewer that maybe Hythe actually owned, or like the province of Hythe was not only the island itself, but also maybe some land to the south here. But as you can see, I'm right-clicking now, and this is owned by the Chiefdom of Rune. So no, the only land that is owned by the settlement of Hythe is the island of Tolrune itself. But that would have been kind of neat, because we could have put like a watchtower down here and kept an eye on things a little bit closer to Rune. But we're allied with them for now, and that's not going to change for a little while. Looking at Narig Zagil, which is something I did want to do, we can't get any closer than this without going in, and we've got a 3% chance of success there, so I'm not going to risk that. But we see that there's 3 units inside, which is great. They don't have much at all. And if I come around here, yeah, so they're not yet going into overdrive with their training. Okay, that's actually nice. We get a little bit of a closer look. Great. Okay, so Andvari of Arid Rune. We can't tell anything about him, but we've got Dwarven Warhammers and Dwarven Axe Throwers. This is the kind of army that I would actually feel decent about assaulting. It's not too much, and the Warhammers are kind of a soft target. This is also not bad. I mean, they've only got 4 men in this ballista, so it's not going to be maybe very efficient. They can probably fire it, though. I don't think it's like in Medieval 1, where the fewer men you have in a crew, the worse it is. I don't know. But all 4 Dwarven units that they have is just these basic Dwarven axes. Now, there's 3 of them, and then there's also these hireling guards, which are pretty decent, but they've lost some men too, so I don't know what's gone on here. They have done some fighting. They are at war with Rune, so that's probably what it is, but Rune has not gotten it together yet to attack this place, and possibly because Dorwinion has moved in, you know, and kind of taken over the neighborhood. They've got this province at least. All right, well, so we're going to hopefully just take Hjorth next turn. Training stuff up here. And now, let's take a look. Yeah, 23 and 56, not too bad. And if I were to move this army right away up towards Garth, you know, we might be able to pull them away from Rathwin. But I don't think we can count on that, so what we're going to probably have to do is relieve this place. Thankfully, we can train some useful things. Okay, so this is just 3 units. This could besiege us next turn, but this army can't reach us, so I'm mostly worried about this right now. We've got a unit of spearmen and a general, and so we want like 1 more unit. Since we've already got Cav, maybe this would be the most useful, kind of versatile and cheap thing. Not that we need to worry too much about money. Okay, so I think we want to start pushing this way to distract them from Rathwin. And I also want to bring these guys down to Belagant to retrain, some of them anyway. A full unit of Dorwinion watches, 71 men. And we've got, I think, just barely over that here. So we can combine you into 1, bring you down to retrain. And what else do we want to go with? I think we need more melee stuff. Just to kind of hold a line. No, I don't have any scouts around here. It would be really nice to get a spy up here. I guess we have you, but you're just an emissary. I don't think any of these other places have teched up to spies yet, so yeah, I mean, we've got this guy, right? But I don't know how long we'll have him. Anyway, he can move up, and I think the plan will be to take pretty much everybody useful out of here. We'll leave 100 spearmen. Right, okay. And those Dorwinion watch that are retraining. We'll put you up here. This army cannot get to the city, so I don't want to merge them yet. And I think I will risk moving up. It does feel kind of bad. Okay, compromise then. We don't need to get to the city to attract their attention. We can get on their land. So we can combine all of these guys and just get right up here. And we can even get a single unit of mercenaries, which is perfect. And there's the full stack. Okay. Well, I'm glad now that we've got these reinforcements. I'm glad I didn't just move up with what I had, because that probably would not have done too well against whatever this is. We still have a very, very weird mobile force, but, you know, we've got a slight bit of a line here. We've still only got 4 dedicated melee units, but a little cav, a whole lot of archers, and we'll see what happens next turn. Do I need to build anything? Okay, this actually, I think I will. 15,000, this is, you know, more than a quarter of what we have, but it's kind of what we're going for. Oh, jeez. I don't want to do this. Where did you even come from? All right, I'm gonna do a quick save here because I get extremely nervous about maneuvering when the AI does not give me a lot of space. So I want to consider my options here. This is like 3 family members. They've got some good cav here too, Riders of Dale, and then Black Spears. I just wanted to assault the city. What happens if I withdraw? And I am going to reload if this doesn't work. Okay, great. I don't need to take the city right now. Okay, I think we can handle this. A lot of light stuff. You see the fur and you feel good. Because also, we can take out this Axes of Rune, this Great Axes of Rune unit. These guys are really good at certain things, but they're not great against facing a ton of missiles. So I think we will focus on them. This is the ruler of North Rune. We just killed the heir. So this is Dad out for some revenge. And they've got one sling unit, but that's it for range. North Rune just doesn't have a really great ranged presence. They've got skirmishers and they've got those slingers, and that's it. They can train. Geez, I don't know that they get any like area of recruitment units for conquering a specific place that is ranged focused. Maybe if they conquer Elven territory, they can get a longbow kind of unit. Sort of an evil longbowman. But I don't know. Okay, we want to have a clear line of sight. The AI has chosen to fight in the rain. Alright, this is a bit much. But we do have such a nice hill that I think we can afford to do like that, like even 3 lines, sort of. Okay. And for our line, what do we have here? Just these guys. Dorwinion Watch and Dorwinion Spearmen in the middle with Axemen on the flanks. I guess that's fine. You know, what we're going to try to do probably is just skirmish back away from things anyway. And we've got 2 units of cav. That's it. And then what else? Oh yeah, that's right, the foresters. All right, we'll have them back here just as backup melee guys, I guess. So this promises to be a fun one. We've got high ground, we've got a clear shot. I mean, the rain is not helping, but I love defending. I was watching a video on, I think it was Shogun 2, and someone was talking about their strategy. I can't remember who it was. It was like sort of army composition. I think it was Triple Z Hacker, who does these really great videos, or the Viking General. I get those guys kind of confused. But they're both really good from what I can tell. And they both do some nice sort of guide videos. The Viking General, I think it was, because he's the guy who does those, like, this unit in 2 minutes or less kind of guide videos, the Viking General. And it's for Shogun 2, and so it's like how to use matchlock units in like 2 minutes. But he did a video on army composition that was a bit longer, and so he was basically going over this theory about you've got to decide, you know, not only what units are quote-unquote good, but what is your preferred sort of style on the battlefield. And he sort of thought of it as a continuum from very defensive to very aggressive, with a sort of a balanced person being somewhat in the middle of those. And I would classify myself, I think, as defensive because I like this very much. I like when I have a nice position on a hill and I can just watch guys get shot down. Then again, I'm very impatient too, so I don't know if I'm the best judge. Okay, that's that Chieftain's Guard, and you know, I would like to kill that guy. I think we will. I think we're going to do it with our light cav. But maybe with missiles, you know, if we get lucky. But it is taking us a while. I mean, they've got some nice little, I don't know if it's morale bonuses from the general or from the fact that we're playing the battles on hard difficulty, but, you know, the units do stick around. And these guys are sticking around for longer than I would expect. But again, maybe it's because I am also sort of simultaneously playing some other Total War games, Shogun 1 and 2. And in both of those, the battles are very fast. And so that's probably what this is. I am just kind of getting things a little confused. Okay, so they're spreading out, which means we are firing at them. It's annoying me how... Okay, they are losing heavily. Maybe I'll just wait. Don't want to commit my cav just yet, I think. We've got plenty of arrows left, so, I mean, we could do quite a lot of damage to them. I'm going to ignore their slingers, though. Mountain Warband is really annoying. Oh, yeah, fall back. Alright, I'm not going to get into a racing match with my light cav and their general, because this guy has javelins. So we're just going to win this battle, and I will run down, you know, whoever I can run down. I'll send the general into that, and send these cav just straight into here. Let's see, this is a stupid move. I never just charge straight through my own guys. I think it's like a bad way to have a charge. But we're close to getting them routed. There they go. And I'll have you chase down the slingers, because we could get rid of them. That'd be good too. Alright, yeah, let's follow the slingers, and we're just going to let their general rout off the field. That's their king. Okay, so a little disappointing there that we didn't catch him, but he's probably going to go back to Garth and hole up in there with maybe another 1 or 2 family members. He was kind of an old guy anyway, so maybe it wouldn't have mattered too much. Victory! Yep, they're stocking up in Garth. Okay, so I don't know that I want to besiege it right yet, because we did just make some more units down here, and I may want to get something that's a bit more balanced. And we could even hold off on Garth, right? Because I could go up to Gargal and take that in the fort with this army and kind of still be close, right? Let's see what we're doing for traits. We're still well supplied, but he is lightly wounded. So maybe what I ought to do is pull back to the ford here, and we're going to reshuffle units. I want to be a little careful, because we even lost like half of these guys. It's not half, I think 71 men, right? But, you know, more than I would like. So I want to swap out some things, and probably we just don't need this many archers. We need like you and 3 archers. So all the other guys can, I think, just go back to Belligant. And we'll bring you and you and you. So we've got 3 slingers and 4 archers. That seems really reasonable. It's probably overkill anyway. Okay, and yes, let's see the foresters. All right, let's retrain both of them because we can. And what else? I think I've got enough cav, even though I could retrain them. Let's keep them there for now. And let's recruit another... How are my axemen doing? Pretty pretty okay. 65, 65, and 80. Okay. Yep. So we'll do this. Retrain some axes. Train some more axes. And then we'll supply this army, and then we'll move up, and maybe by then we'll be attacked. Oh, now they get peace. They get peace with the dwarves and Dale simultaneously. You very rarely see that. Okay, Esgaroth. So a Kingdom of Dale spy is still in the area. Okay, this is probably the guy who was in Dale. Alright, so we lost a bunch of money because we queued up this Lord's Barracks in Dale, and we're making a little under 6,000 this year. Oh my gosh, 16% is very low. 16% chance of taking the settlement. But we've got a mercenary now. Longbowman, I'll take it. And we could maybe try this thing. Where I hit them. And they all come out to fight. And maybe we get into the city without having to besiege it. And if nothing else, this army, if they all withdraw, they will go back into the city, and I can besiege all of them and just wait it out or whatever. Okay, so foresters are up front. We've got our archers up back. I guess this is all okay. Cavalry's pretty small. Let's put them on the right just to simplify things. And where are we going to go? We've got to attack. Gosh, this is so annoying. Fighting around here. Okay, so they're going to be straight ahead of us. Actually, no, we're attacking, so they could be anywhere. But the reinforcements are going to come from, like, back here, I think. So maybe what I want to do is set up, like, right over here. I think this is where they're coming from. Yeah, right over here.
Reinforcements in a pathetic attempt to save themselves.
And we'll just kill this army as it comes down out of the woods. So this is the ruler. Must be this guy. And then a couple units of barding militia. And they're going to have the height advantage, so they're probably going to throw in. And off in the distance there, this other army, I don't know what they're going to do. They're too far away to come and support, and the AI generally doesn't really support in these types of situations. Alright, so just skirmish away. Don't worry about trying to keep getting back to that pixel that you were not able to reach. We've got a nice cav-killing army, but of course they're going to go for our stuff with their non-cav units. Let's charge them. Bringing my swords from the side here, and we've got our cav off to the right, so let's charge them in. We should be able to catch them, at least hold them up for our spears to get there. And that was really... felt really lame. I don't know if that was a charge. It didn't look like it. Yeah, their reinforcements are not coming to help. Or their main army, I should say. Alright. Nope, that's not it. There's the one guy who is the other family member. I don't think he's the heir. He's gone now, so let's go right over. And I'll bring the general over too. Alright, who can we also bring? Well, swordsmen are not going to be so helpful, but we'll go up here, and we've already started to take out some of them. Let's see, some of the halberds are not committed, but it's kind of annoying. They're very far from the battle. Yep. So we're just holding them. They're gonna kill us before we get our infantry over here. 35 to 25. Okay, I'm gonna bring in my general. He is gonna get a charge, and I think our cavalry just barely have managed to hold on in time for our guys to reach him. Alright, let's get the watch levies up here. And these are swordsmen, so they're not going to help too much, but may help to pin. Okay, halberdiers are free. There goes the king. Nice. Okay, so now what are you guys doing? It looks like they're coming towards us. Okay, do we need to still fight? Yeah, I guess in the sense that these guys are not dead. Alright, we've got no cav left but our general. Alright, yeah, they're gonna head for the hills. Okay, so we took out 2 family members, and now there's 1 family member who's gonna be in that city, as well as his army, which is bigger than the old army, but what does he have? I think he's got, that's right, he's got the Riders of Dale cavalry as well as some black spears. Not the worst, but it is going to be annoying, so that's fine. Alright, right off the field. Triple speed here, guys. Okay, so 367 men are going to be in the city. Now, our spy may have a better chance of opening the gate this time because the king is not in there, and faction leaders in this mod are going to have traits that help with security. I think that relates to assassins, but also just agents in general. 16%. Okay, that's exactly what it was, isn't it? All right. But you want to say, hey, but there it is. All right, I'm curious. Oh, you know what? Oh, no! No, clear defeat. That sucks. Okay. I shouldn't have tried, but damn. All right, at least I didn't lose my general. What did I lose? I didn't lose the spy. It looked like a unit died here. I shouldn't have done that. At least a bunch of buildings are damaged. I don't know what all this is from. Maybe it was the assault. I guess the game is replicating the assault. Wow, okay, I never noticed that. Because I almost never auto-resolve. But with assaults like that, I thought we had a much better chance. Okay, so we'll just retrain everything. This will be fine. We'll just do it again. What do we want, though? Probably axes for some better attack. 12 versus 13. Yeah, we'll go with axes. All right, we'll get Hjorth. We will get it. It just will take a little while. And now down here, we're still training, so I guess we just want to end the year.
Your Honor.
I'll move the spy up anyway.
Out of move, sir.
See what North Root is going to do. All right, and they're going to attack. Right on the crossing. So I think we will leave this for the next episode. This is how we will open with this great opportunity for us to take out a couple of loose armies of North Rune. Now they've got a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's a good thing I didn't get up here. Because, yeah, they've had nothing to do for like the past 20 turns. Since they're not at war with Rune, and they have not been at war with me, and they've not really been pushing against Dale, or the dwarves, I would assume. They've just done nothing but sit here and train. So they've got 2 full stacks, and a half, and maybe more coming from the northeast. But this will be the place to wear them down. So when we come back, we've got Wave 1. Now, what do we have? Some axemen and slingers. That'll be easy. So this should be fine. This should all be fine. The slingers will be a bit challenging, I guess. We'll have to absorb some, missile fire. But all of this coming is going to make this a bit more involved than I was expecting. And then Hjorth was a bit of a setback. If I'd played that out, I probably could have won it. But hey, so we're gonna come back to it. We'll get Hjorth probably in the next episode, and then we're definitely gonna fight this battle and maybe another one. We'll see how we can withstand the endless hordes of Northrune. Hope you join me for that. Take care until then.